Hello, everyone. I hope that you all had an awesome Thanksgiving and hope you didn't eat too much food. I am back with another financial literacy video. Lotion my face. My face feels real dry. Ooh, okay. So we are back with King's Legacy Group, and my name is Nneka King. I am your presenter for King's Legacy Group and the owner. And we are back with another financial literacy video to help you all change your mindset, to change your bad money habits or improve your money habits. If they're already good, they can always get better. So yeah, let's get started. So today we're gonna do I'm gonna talk about making intentional moves. So as always, before I get started, let me go over the disclaimer. The information that King's Legacy Group shares is based on my own opinions, experiences, practices, and insight into the strategies suitable to my family's financial wellness. I am not a financial advisor, insurance agent, or investment broker, and my videos are for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. You must do your own due diligence and seek professional assistance when you find the need to confirm or expand your understanding of the knowledge on any topics covered on this platform. Always remember to make smart decisions that suit your own needs and do your own research and analysis. Now, if you are new to the channel, at the end of the video, please, if you like the video and you like the content that's shared, please click like and click share. And if you like to be notified when I go live, then click subscribe. Those of you that have already participated in viewing my videos, thank you. Thank you for coming back. And I still need you to click like for the video as well. So let's get started on today's content. I'm going to make this quick because I want to try to make it to the gym tonight. I didn't make it before because I was just tired. It is what it is. But I want to still try to go tonight after the video. So I'm going to make this short and simple. As I stated, making intentional moves with your finances. It is a hard thing to do because you have to clearly understand the road that you plan will take restraint and continued discipline. It's a continuous process. It's not about learning what you need to learn and then you're good to go. No, you got to maintain the discipline, follow the process, accept the sacrifices, which is following the rules of the game. Remember, I talked about financial literacy is about learning the game. That's how the wealthy get wealthy and stay wealthy. It's not all wealthy people are not all generational wealth babies. But there are more of them than it is of us in that status. So that's what we need to change. That's what we need to do better on. And that's the sole purpose of this platform, is to teach us how to do better with our personal and business finances. It's a never-ending process. I'm still learning things as I go. Perfect example. Recently, I looked over my business credit card statement, and with everything else that I had going on and everything that I was putting into practice, I totally forgot about the reward points. And I have accumulated, I think when I checked, it was 45,000 reward points. And I haven't redeemed not one of them. So I forgot to call the bank today to to talk to them about that, because every time I try to access the website to look at the reward points and to see what I can redeem them for, the website is not working. So, but again, it's a never-ending process that you have to check on everything. You have to put in the work. Everybody want these quick solutions, and there's no such thing as quick money. I mean, it is, but if you don't have the foundation to know how to keep that money and make that money grow, you're going to be in the same situation, waiting and expecting on another windfall that's not guaranteed to come if you don't put in the work. So let's get down to it. Making intentional moves with your finances. I come across many people that want a quick and easy solution for generating money. Well, I hate to burst your bubble because a few things will happen. It's not that you can't get quick money, as I stated before, but anything quick and easy is also quick and easy to lose. When you obtain a large sum of money, okay, 9 out of 10, it'll quickly exit as quick as it came. Your grasp without the financial skills to keep it and to make it grow can become an issue. You still must have focus and stick to same things I said before. Stick to a monthly budget. Create a good savings plan. Allocate your money to control its activity and its purpose. Build your credit. And yes, that means credit cards. Credit cards are a tool. When you don't follow the game and follow the process of using credit cards, that's when you mess things up for yourself financially. That's when you go into debt. That's when you create bad credit because you think that it's free money that you can just access and abuse it and not pay the consequences. Or you abuse it and make the bad choice to ignore it. So we need to change that. You still have to grow that wealth savings with compound interest. I am not against a savings account at a traditional bank or credit union. I have never said that because I have several savings accounts at a traditional bank and credit union. And the only reason I have those savings accounts, those accounts are for my emergency funds. And I have different types of emergency funds. And it's also the accessibility of the money if there is an emergency where I have to tap into those accounts. But with the strategies that I'm taking, I'm making sure that I don't tap into those. Those are an absolute last resort, break glass situation, or an extreme to the 10th power situation. So I have savings accounts, but to generate that additional growth of income, I have to invest. I have to utilize the compound interest aspect of buying stocks. There's no way to get around this. I mean, there are other ways to generate income, but I'm going to talk about that further. And for me, that would be putting in more mental and physical effort, of which I really don't have to do. It's an easier way to do things that's more productive to the plan you have in place. So, but again, this all boils down to you have to change your mindset. I don't care how bad you have been with money, you can change your situation. It's okay to start over. But when you choose That's the first thing, is to choose to want better for yourself, to make your habits work for you, not against you. You putting your own self in your financial distress because you're not planning, you're not strategizing, you're not making the right choices that's best suited for your situation. We have to do better at this, people. You have to be willing to make the sacrifices to reach real financial security. With financial security, you escalate to sustainable wealth. With sustainable wealth for yourself, then you can generate the generational wealth side of it if you have a family. Okay? There's a level to everything. Don't be in a rush to jump from one level to the next when you're really not ready. The benefits of you making a plan, implementing what you put into that plan, and putting action to that plan, you will achieve the goals you have in place. You will do it when you stick to your financial plan. You don't have to be afraid to put in the work to build or rebuild your credit, budgeting your life as far as your wants and your needs. I don't deprive myself of my wants. Have I made better decisions and put a plan in place on me fulfilling my wants? Yes. And that has changed, that has helped me because of changing my mindset. I thought that when I started this process, I was like, first of all, I didn't know how I was going to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish because I always felt like I was stressing to pay the next bill, to do the next thing I wanted to do, or be prepared for the next emergency, or have what I needed without having concern of having what I needed when I need it. So that all started with me changing my mindset. And once I changed my mindset, I was mad at myself because I should have done a lot of these things a long time ago. Even when I had money and I thought I was doing good, I really wasn't, because I didn't have the real security in place, and I didn't change my mindset to improve my overall situation. It was just a repeated cycle of the same habits, of the same results. And I was never satisfied with the end results. So once I changed my mindset, I was able to do better and be better. And I haven't missed a thing. Even with me allocating most of my money to my savings and my investments, when I look at it now, I'm like, I could have been saving this much every month a long time ago. But it hasn't made me feel like I'm missing something. It makes me feel better knowing that I have these things in place, and it hasn't affected me in a negative way on the things that I thought was going to bother me. And that is not the case at all. I promise you, once you change your mindset and you implement these strategies for financial literacy and financial growth and security, I hope I ain't been talking on this thing the whole time. And why is my volume? Why is it showing? Okay. I hope you two can hear me because it's on 100, but it has an X. Okay, this X right here on the volume thing, but it's on 100. Huh? I got what on my face? Oh, lotion. Huh.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
See this X right here on the audio?
Where you pointing?
Right here. It says audio service is not running.
Jesus.
But when I click it, it's showing it's at 100 level. I'm gonna be mad if I've been talking on this YouTube all this time and they can't hear me.
Oh, wait, no, they can't hear you because the thing is going up.
Huh?
When you talk, it goes up. That means that's how loud you get.
That's what I thought, but I'm just wondering why the X right here. It's showing a red X. It said it's not running.
Not running. I can log in on my phone and see if I can hear you.
Yeah, please do.
It's my phone.
Okay, I hope YouTube has been able to hear me all this time because I'm not going back. All right. Your life intentions. When you make your financial plan or write down your financial goals of what you want to achieve, when you want to achieve it, and how you can achieve it, it's going to extend past your personal life. That means don't allow yourself to get wrapped up and influenced by trying to keep up with the Joneses. You do what's best for your situation. Don't get impressed or influenced by what you see other people doing or achieving in life, and cause that to make you bad decisions that's going to mess up the plan that you had in place. Don't be concerned about what other folks have, because first of all, you don't even know their story of how they have what they have. They may have had to put in a lot of freaking work to get to where they are. And that's how a lot of people, when they're looking at things on social media, they're impressed by what they see of what the person has accomplished. But y'all haven't heard the true story of how they got. Is no volume? Don't tell me that. It ain't no volume?
I'm just playing.
You made me knock you out. Anyway, so silly. Be mindful of the company that you keep and the people that you trust to follow. You can listen to as many people as you want, but put more effort into following people that are exhibiting common sense, practical applications that you can apply to your own life. Listen to people, of course, with the shared experience, because they're going to be honest about the do's and don'ts and the mistakes they made and the achievements that they made. Not everything is going to be perfect, but you have to put in the work to get to where you need to be or want to be. So, finding the right, whether that be someone that's in your life personally or someone or a platform on social media, be mindful of who you are following and who you are listening to. Do your best to surround yourself with like-minded people. And yes, that may mean cutting back or releasing some family and friends that are negative influence or not of the mind or not of the or same or similar mindset. If you're trying to achieve certain things in life and change your mindset, because like I mentioned before, when you change your mindset, when you learn financial literacy and you adapt those rules and processes to reach those goals you have set in place, it changes other things in your life as well on how your thought process is. And you get a better understanding of real value. I'm not talking about money. I mean the value of peace of mind, the value of continuously learning, the value of surrounding yourself with people that give you positive influence or are they are willing to share information that helps you grow mentally, spiritually, financially. Invite the right kind of influence into your life. And if you have negative influences in your life, it is okay to say goodbye. It is, people. Not everyone is meant to be in your life for your lifetime. There are people, and we've heard all this before, there are seasonal people, and they don't have to stay in your life forever. It is okay to say no. it is okay to not align yourself with others that can distract and derail you from your life aspirations. Now, if you continue to hold on to those kind of relationships, then you can't be upset with anyone but yourself when those people affect you, when you allow those people to affect you and derail you from your plan. That's on you. So, learning financial literacy will also help change the way you think and how you move through life on so many other things, even within relationships. If you all saw my last video on couples finance, is if you have put in the work and changed your ways and improve your thought process and improve your actions in life, it will be the dumbest thing for you to do to be involved with someone who's not on the same or similar path. So yes, it changes your mindset on a lot of other things within your life. So I hope that you really put in the time to make the changes that you see need to be done within your life and your family's life. Especially if you are a parent, it starts with you. It really does start with you. That's the responsibility you took on when you became a parent. And I really hope you're listening. I mean, even if you're listening to some of the things that I say and you're not understanding what I'm saying, if your kids are over age 15 and up, they probably have a better understanding of what I'm saying because of technology, the information, the vast access to information that they have that we didn't have growing up. So involve them. You'll be surprised. They may help you understand the process better. You don't have to do it on your own. So you and your child or children can learn together and learn from each other. Because if you're going to do this, you're going to start making the changes and they're going to see you actually making those changes, which will help them to start acting the same way as far as their financial moves through life. Being a parent is the oldest job in the world. It never ends, even when they're grown. It's a forever ending teaching process of being a parent. Okay, how grown they are and they think they know everything. But we can also learn from them too. So involve your kids, your young adults. It is that's how we're going to change the generational mindset to stop making the same bad choices and the same bad money decisions. If you are a person that's dating or in a committed relationship, again, you need to pick the right partner to be involved with so that that person doesn't disrail you from your financial path. And in a committed relationship, your money intentions have to be aligned, especially if that commitment is going to lead to marriage. You have to make the changes, people. Relationship choices, that'll be one of the things that's going to, that financial literacy is going to influence you as well. It's a good thing. So, yeah. All right. Last video, I mentioned about changing my entrepreneurship direction with a more practical solution that I saw to better fit my objectives. Initially, everything that I was doing was directed towards rebuilding my personal credit, which I've been doing well at, build my business credit for both Legacy Rideshare and King's Legacy Group, of which I have been doing, so that I could make moves in the future for 2022. And that was to um, create a fleet for my Legacy Rideshare business that I've been doing for actually 6 years. Didn't realize it was that long. For 6 years, turning that into a fleet, of which I'm still going to do. But with my new direction, I'll be able to accomplish that sooner than later and have a better foundation on doing that, as opposed to what I was trying to get implemented before. So, with the new direction that I'm going, it will allow me to generate additional income quicker and with less stress. My initial thought process on the direction I wanted to go, I would still be able to do it, but it would have been more stressful on me mentally and physically. Um, and my time management would have been so uh, disarranged. So, after talking to a friend, I gave some real thought and decided to change the direction, still with the same end goal, but change how I go about doing it. So I decided to take on a second job. The job that I wanted through the referral of a friend of mine, that didn't work out because it's a high security job, and I wasn't able to get interviewed for that because of my credit. I haven't reached my 2 years for my bankruptcy. And like I said, I've been rebuilding my credit to get it back at A1. Almost there, but still, they didn't give me an explanation, but that was the only reason it could have been, because I haven't completely been out of my bankruptcy for 2 years. My 2 years would be March of 2022. And that's the general amount of time that it takes um, for, higher credit applications and high security jobs. But that's all fine. I just contacted my old accounts manager, and he's doing his best to get me back in with the schedule that I want. So I'm still gonna be doing my business, my Legacy Rideshare. I'm still gonna be doing that. I'm not going to interfere with that money, um, but I wanted a schedule that would not interfere with my business hours and my money, and I wanted something that wouldn't take away from so many other things within my life, like my time, my sleep, time with my daughter, exercise and stuff, the basic stuff. So he's doing his best to get me the schedule that I asked for, and then I'll be working the second job. And it will be third shift, and that's fine. I told him I really did not want a supervisor position again, but if that's the only way to get me in, make that a last resort, because I'm not trying to supervise or manage nobody. I'm so done and tired with it. It's just like raising children. So, but if I have to get back in, that's fine, because that paycheck is only going to be used to elevate what I'm already doing. So, with the new direction that I'm taking, it will allow me to again reach my financial goals quicker, with less stress, and with less cost or overhead with me trying to do it the other way. I would have still been able to achieve it, but it would have been too much on me to do it that way. So this just makes more sense. So with that extra paycheck, and I'm going to have that going to Navy Federal Credit Union, and That money is to just, um, let's see, my current investments right now, like with Robinhood, I do $500 a month. My stash brokerage account, I do $200 a month. On my Vanguard, I do $200 a month. And with the combination of Coinbase and Webull, I do $100 a month. So that puts me at $1,000 a month already going into my investment portfolio every month. And I've been doing that for the past year. So with the second job, 1,000, I'm going to add 1,000 to my current investment. So that'll put it at 2,000 a month for going, evenly split up within all of my investments. So that'll be a total of 2,000 a month. I'll be able to buy another vehicle to put a Uber and Lyft driver in, make additional quarterly car note payments that are equal to my car note. So, and that would solely go towards the principal only, which would cut my car loan down from 5 years to 3 years. So me doing that every quarter, which is every 3 months, so that's 4 times a year, making those extra payments to go straight to the principal, that'll cut my loan down from 5 years to 3 years. Now, any vehicle I purchase after that, because I want a total of 10 vehicles. I explained this before where I explained to a friend of mine. I want a total of 10 vehicles. The first 2 vehicles are going to be small vehicles. The next 2, those 2 drivers that I have in the smaller vehicles, based on their performance after a period of time, probably their probationary period, if they successfully complete their probationary period, then I will give them the choice to move up, to upgrade to the next 2 vehicles, and then I'll put 2 new drivers in the smaller vehicles. And that's how my process works. And based on the 4 drivers' performance will determine which 2 drivers can move up to the limousine licensed vehicles, which would be the larger SUVs, the black SUVs, and get the limousine licensing for those vehicles. So based on the 4 drivers that I will have, will determine who will get the next 2 vehicles for the limousine part of it. Now, that's 6 vehicles so far. The last 4 vehicles, those will be the cars that will be put on the rental platform. And the reason I wanted to wait until the last 4, because by the time I have the last 4 vehicles, of which all the vehicles will be put in my business name, well, 9 out of 10 of them will be put in my business name. Only the next vehicle will be in my personal credit. But when I get ready to do the next vehicle after that, it would have been enough time of me establishing my business credit for this past year. I should be, and the savings that I have, I will be able to put the remaining vehicles in my business name, not my personal name. So by the time those last 4 vehicles come into play for me to put on the rental car platform, by that time, I'll be able to make a decision on which job I can cut back on, whether that be cutting back on me driving as a Lyft driver. I'm not going to completely let it go, but I may be able to cut back on the hours that I put into that, or cut back or leave the second job. But we'll see when that time comes. And the reason I say that, by the time it comes up for me to get those last 4 vehicles, which will give me a total of 10, I know that I'm going to have to be available to get the rental car platform off and running with more physical input from me until I generate the income from those, and then I can hire more people to handle those other things that I was initially having to do myself. So that's the thought process on that. So with the vehicles, with increasing my investment portfolio and paying off the cars sooner than later, not going the full extent of the loan, because it's just ridiculous trying to pay off a car for 5 years. So if I can cut it down to 3, perfect. That's what I'm going to do, because the cars are going to pay for themselves. That's not going to be anything. Everything is going to be covered under leasing the vehicles to Uber and Lyft drivers, and putting the cars on the rental car platform. But I know that once I get to the last 4, I'm going to have to physically put in more work. So I'll be able to cut back on something that I'm doing to allow that time for me to be hands-on. With that extra income, a portion of that money is going to ensure all of my personal and my business credit lines. Credit line utilization is always at 10%. And I'll be able to maximize each credit card. That's not the issue. But I'm always going to pay 90% of that before the bill is due, actually before the reporting date, because the reporting date and the bill due date, 2 different things. I've already explained that before. But the reason why you leave a low balance on your credit card so that you could pay them their little interest off of that amount, that low amount, is because that helps generate you being offered more lines of credit from different creditors. And it enables you to be offered extended lines of credit on your credit cards. Now, if some of you may have heard, or some of you may think, I don't want credit cards. I don't need credit cards. If you ever plan on buying a house, buying a car, or anything of value, or starting a business, yes, you do need credit. How else are you going to get a credit history? So yes, get the credit cards, but use them the way they're supposed to be used, as tools, not a liability. And you use it based on what you can afford. The strategies that I have in place may not be the same strategies that you implement for your situation. I choose I don't maximize my cards, but if I spend half of the limit, I have to make sure I have that money to pay that 90% before the reporting date and still pay the 10% afterwards. Again, it's a strategy for me. Can I pay the entire 100% before the reporting date? Yes. But for me, doing it the other way, the 90-10 or the 80-20 or the 85-15, whatever works for you, or even 50-50, whatever works for you, there's a strategy and a purpose behind it. And you choose the best strategy based on your availability of funds and your discipline to pay the stuff on time the way you have it scheduled. If you can't do that, don't set yourself up for failure. You have to do what's best for your situation. What you need may not be what I need because we have different goals. My goals are to build excellent credit personally and business wise. And especially business wise, because there are so many things that I want to do within the rest of my life to make sure I have the financial security, achieve the financial wellness, and the ability to leave generational wealth for my family. My objectives are not the same as yours. So you do what's accordingly needed for your situation. If recently on the news, matter of fact, this was 2 mornings ago, they talked about what's his name, Clark Howard. He said the same thing I've been saying. Well, he's been saying it for years, but I've been saying it too. It's just we all just sharing information that is known to be true. Is fact. We're not recreating the wheel. We're just reiterating what the wheel does, how it works, how to keep the wheel going. That's all we're doing. But he even said that how the credit card companies are closing accounts, are decreasing credit limits because people are not using their cards at all because they're using them for emergencies only. But if you have to use a credit card for emergencies, you don't have the money to pay the emergency balance. Yeah. Or they're not using the cards enough. That's why I've talked about with my credit cards, each credit card is used for a specific thing. Even the credit card that I got in Kayla's name, when I added her to my Capital One card, of course they're going to send me a card for her. Okay. But did I give it to her? No. But if me adding her to my credit card so that she could build her credit, adding her to my card to piggyback off of my credit is really not helping her the way it should, because they want to see, for her to have her own credit score based on her activity. What I do is the card that I got in Kayla's name, that's piggybacking off of my Capital One credit card, I use her credit card with her name on it to pay 2 of the household bills. So with that, she is really generating her own credit score. Because let's say Kayla wanted to buy a house when she turned 20, okay? With the system that lenders use, well, each creditor system is not the same. They use different sources, they have different criterias, they follow a different process, or they follow a different what's the word I want to use? Not calculator, but a different formula. If when a parent adds a child, a minor, onto their credit card account to help build their credit, depending on what lender you go to, and I'm using the example of a mortgage company, a lender, they will see that there is a line of credit that Kayla is attached to, which is me. But they can also see there is no usage of Kayla's part of her account that has generated actual credit use. So they won't recognize that. They won't use that in making a decision on whether she qualified to buy a house. But with me using Kayla's card to pay 2 of the house bills, is actually generating a record that Kayla has been paying bills with her credit account, even though it's piggybacking off of mine. If I just get that card that they sent with Kayla's name on it and just put it in the safe with the other ones and not ever being used, it's really nothing. That's really not helping her of establishing real credit history. Because depending on the source of who's checking her credit, some of them may not be to identify the difference between the actual credit. I left something out. If I never used the card that they sent in Kayla's name, it would just show that she has a credit history of time, but there's no history of usage to show she can pay bills on time. I hope I explained that better. So yes, if I never used that card with Kayla's name on it and just let it sit there, and she's just building off of my credit only with time. Remember when I talked about on the video and the presentation on building your personal credit, the things that you have to have in place that add up to your credit history, the time, the payment history, payments on time, the type of credit. Remember those things? If you don't, go back and look at the video. So in not using the card that's in her name, I would just be helping her to have a credit history of time. With me using the card with her name on it to pay 2 of the bills, and I set up automatic withdrawals to pay those bills so they're paid on time, she is also establishing a credit history of on-time payments, which will make her credit score go up even more than just having the time. So there are 2 benefits you got to have in play when you're adding your minors to your credit accounts to help them have established credit when they become adults. Because as I stated before, when Kayla turns 18, when she hollering, I want a car. Well, she already hollering she want a car. She already know what kind she want. That's all good and fine. But no, mama ain't co-signing for you for nothing. I'm making sure she's going to be able to walk into a dealership and get a car herself with no down payment, which is illegal anyway. Not supposed to be done, but that's another video. And when she wants to buy a house, even if she doesn't actually live in the house, but if she wants to buy a house for whatever reason, make it a business, she can do so because, she can stay home as long as she wants. But when she gets to that point where she wants to, she will be able to. She ain't got to come to mom and be like, Mama dear, can I talk to you for a minute? No. I love you, but I done gave you all the tools and the information you need to handle it yourself. No. I ain't co-signing for nobody. I ain't putting nothing in my name. Has nothing to do with love. So, let's see. What was I talking about? Oh, what else I'm going to be doing with the extra income from that second job? Ensure my utilization always stays at 10%. Add to my emergency savings accounts. And finally, put more money aside for my down payment on my home. Either I'm going to put a larger down payment on the home that I buy for my birthday 2022 next year, or I'm going to make sure I have the minimum that's needed to put down on my home. And the extra money that I have put aside, I'm going to use that to make the same thing I said about the car note. Make quarterly payments of the full amount to go directly to the principal balance. to bring my mortgage down from 30 years to 15 to 20 years. Yes. The money will already be put aside. So whichever one I decide at the moment, when it's time to close, I'm going to make a larger down payment or pay what's needed for the closing and put the rest aside and make those quarterly payments to the principal balance to bring my mortgage loan down by many years. Okay. So that's the new direction that I'm going. I don't think I broke it down like I did today on last video. I just mentioned briefly what I was going to do. So that's the sole purpose of me changing the direction that I want it to go. I'm still going to be doing the 10 cars, but this would put me in a better financial position and less stress on me doing it the other way that I intended on doing it. Yeah, I'm up at night anyway, so I don't sleep well at night anyway because I was working third shift before in management before I'd start doing the ride share. So I don't think my body ever got out of that routine. So it won't be too bad. I'll just go back to doing third shift and still be able to work my day business and sleep from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. And just schedule myself accordingly for the gym and spending time with my daughter. So, and eating right. Yeah. So it'll all work out. I feel this is the better way for me to execute my plan. Um, so, yeah, if anyone is struggling with one job, I mean, sometimes either if you can't get extra hours and overtime with the one job you have, and yes, I could have not decided to do a second job. I could have decided to put in more hours with what I'm doing now for my business, but I had to be honest with myself. If I know I can sign off and go home when I feel like it, I'm going to sign off and go home when I feel like it. So that would be defeating my purpose. So with me working a second job, I'm obligated to work under somebody else's time and I can't call off. So that way I make sure I have to pay the second paycheck coming in to do what I want to do on everything I just mentioned. So yeah, that's the better choice for me because if I'm tired, I'm going home. If passengers getting on my damn nerve, I'm signing off and going home. If traffic getting on my nerve, I'm signing off going home. So yeah, that probably wouldn't be a good idea for me to just increase my hours to make probably more money than what I would make at the second job. But still, that'll just be too much. That will really wear me out. People don't realize it's really exhausting driving all day long. And regardless of my buttocks being so thick and cushiony, yes, it hurts sitting down all day. So I can't do that. That's yeah, I get tired of driving. So this is the better option for me. So I'm just waiting on my ex-manager to get me the schedule that I want. I checked with him yesterday and he said, I ain't forgot about you. I'm gonna get you in here. I just want to get you what you want. So I'm sure I'll be doing that probably before Christmas. And it is what it is. That's what I gotta do, and that's the best route I feel I should take. So it is 8:23. I know I started late tonight. So I'm going to end this right now. Let's see. Next video, next Wednesday, on the financial literacy video, I will talk about market fluctuations and how to weather through them. Perfect example, this past week, the market was affected by the scare in the new variant, and also waiting on government bills to pass through legislation to see how the market could be affected. But it was mainly because of the variant that's coming out of Africa. So yeah, the market dropped a lot, but I wasn't scared. And friends that I talked to that are also investing, we was like, we fine. We not making no. Now the only thing that I wasn't going to do during this past week or two was to put extra money into my investments, which means, remember I talked about the dollar cost averaging. All of my investments are set up on weekly deposits. So I'm always putting money into each investment, but sometimes I may put a one-time transaction of more into a particular investment because of what's going on with that that stock. But I definitely didn't do that during this time. It was no reason for me to make that kind of decision with what was going on with the market fluctuations. So because I knew that I still had my dollar cost averaging in place. So and I think what Monday morning or Tuesday morning, everything jumped back up. So again, I've said before, you don't get scared or terrified when you see those fluctuations in your investments, because sometimes it's going to go down, and it's based on emotion of other investors, and it's based on news. So you can't just immediately react. You have to wait things out. And remember, I talk about long-term investing. As long as you have solid choices in place for your investments, you buy, dollar cost average, and hold. Leave it alone, and wait until your deadline, which should be a year and a day, to decide on how much of your profits you're going to take out, or if you're going to take out some profits, or if you're going to replace one stock with another, or just get rid of one altogether because it hasn't performed during the past 12 months like you would have liked it to. You have to be patient. Long-term investments. If you want to do short-term, nothing wrong with that. I'm not doing that though. I'm not ready for that. I feel if you are a short-term investor, which is you are a trader, I personally feel you need to put in at least a few hours a day in doing that and really understand what you're doing. I'm not at that level, nor do I wish to be anytime soon. I am perfectly fine with long-term investing. Perfectly fine with that. Also, it's not coming up on the next video, but I'm going to be having my next interview with MJ Harris, and I'm looking for that to be the beginning of 2022. Not going to try to do it before the holidays because I need a break, and we know he busy. So that second interview will be coming up in 2022 soon. So look out for that. I'll be asking MJ some additional questions about the whole life insurance policies, and specifically on the paid up edition type of policy, not the traditional whole life insurance. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at some of the videos on whole life insurance. because we can use whole life insurance as our own family's personal banking system. You don't have to go to a bank to get a loan. You can generate your own banking system for you to accomplish things in life, whether that be money to start a business or grow a business or expand. Well, I just said grow your business, same thing as expand your business. Or you want to buy a house or make some joint investments, joint venture, investments, whatever the case may be. You can utilize your whole life insurance policy, not the policy, but the cash value that you build up in your policy. You can activate and generate that quicker rather than later. Later is the traditional whole life, which it takes 3 to 4 years before you even start generating your first cash value amount. When you do the paid up addition version of life insurance, you pay more into it to activate it quicker, to get the loan on the cash value sooner. And keep in mind, it takes about 4 to 5 years for your cash value to be more than your policy. So if you have a policy of 50,000 or 100,000 or 200,000 or $500,000, when you do the whole life insurance paid up addition plan, let's say you got a policy of $500,000. It's going to take about 5 years to have more of your policy amount in your cash value, of which you can get a loan from that cash value. It doesn't go on your credit. It's a private transaction between you and your insurance company, and it's going to have a lesser interest rate. But I've already explained that in detail on previous video. You can go back and look at it. Don't have time to talk about it tonight, but I'm making moves to have real, sustainable financial security and wealth. And I'm not making any shortcuts. I'm not trying to make something happen without following the plan and process in place, because that's when you make mistakes. That's when you lose what you're trying to gain. So as always, I want to influence people with information that they need to change their life situation and financial security for the better. I'm not going to give you no shortcuts. I'm going to give you the truth. And you got to make the choice whether you're going to listen and follow the process. It ain't no process I done set up. It's the process that's been there for generations, that the rich and wealthy have been doing all this time. Just as simple as that. So, and a reminder, for Christmas break, there will be no live video from December 22nd to January 4th. Taking a break. So, we have reached the end of this video. And as always, I hope that you have found some value in the content shared tonight. So until next time, please take care of yourselves, and know that knowledge is real power when you apply it. And also remember, a road better planned is easier traveled. So see you next time. Kayla and I are going to get our booster shots next week. So if you haven't been vaccinated, that's your personal choice. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of this pandemic. And if you are a person that has already gotten your childhood immunizations, Please don't make a big deal about getting a vaccination for COVID. I mean, come on, y'all. Just do it. I will admit I am so sick of these passengers walking towards my car with no mask on and think they're gonna get in my car in an enclosed space without a mask on. It doesn't matter that I'm vaccinated. It doesn't matter that they are vaccinated if they are. Not that I asked them to show proof. But still, just because we're vaccinated does not mean we still can't get COVID or transmit COVID. It just means that we, the vaccinated, have a better chance of not dying if we do get it. And I am sick and tired of having to give that expression on my face and that motherly voice. Put your mask on before you get in my car. And if you think you're going to debate with me about this, you have two choices. Shut up, put the mask on, or cancel that ride and call for another one and take your chances. Stop, people. Do not get in a share ride without your mask on before you get in the damn car. I don't need you getting in my car because think about it. When you get in a car, first thing you do, because you are getting in a car to sit down so your body is relaxing, you're going to automatically exhale. Even when you get in the car and be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? You are still releasing air and mist out of your mouth. Shut the hell up before you get in my car and make sure you have your mask on. I'm so tired of this. I'm gonna say goodnight because that just fires me up that people are still so inconsiderate, irresponsible, and being reckless. Not just with their life, but think they have the choice to be reckless with mine. That's when you get this side of me. Stupidity really bothers me. Really bothers me. I have no tolerance for ignorance. None, zero. And you're going to see it in my face and you're going to hear it in my voice. I will not tolerate ignorance, especially in my own car. It's an enclosed space. Even though I choose to ride with my car window open some, even if it's cold outside, I got the heat on, but I have the circulation air on in the car, but I still always ride with my driver's side window open. Not completely, but like 1/4 of the way. But people, put the mask on before you get in a driver's car. And keep in mind, if too many drivers report you for not wearing a mask, they will close your account without any notice. And there ain't no point in you getting upset with me because I noticed, because I reported you. Because if I didn't have a mask on, y'all gonna report me. So why you expect I'm gonna be any different? You choose to jeopardize my life. Get the hell out of here. Get out of my car. Because you're not getting in my car unless your mask is on. And if you holler you ain't got no mask, and I picked you up at home, I'll wait for you. You can go back in the house and get one. Or I sell them for $1. I sure do. I sell them for $1. I pay $8. Well, I know I pay like $6 or $7 for I pay $8 for the box, and it's 50 in there. So yes, that's me making money too for my business. $1 a mask. And don't be hollering you have $1. You got 4 quarters, you got 10 dimes or 5 dimes, and the rest of them nickels. Don't tell me you have $1. I don't do cash out no more because some of them be talking about they cash out the dollar and they don't do it. Good night, y'all. I'm tired. Let me go relax for 10 minutes and get myself up and go to the gym. Work some of this energy off I done generated by talking about the stupid people. Good night. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. I ain't clicked in. Video